Okay guys, welcome back to another episode of Muay Life here on Koreano Island. Today I want to talk a little bit about the jab and the hook. Where your feet go, how your feet are placed for Muay Thai. It's different for boxing. I'll go through both examples for you and then you can see how they translate for Muay Thai and for boxing and the reasons why. So from a Muay Thai stance, you'll notice my stance is quite square facing my opponent. My boxing stance is going to be closed off. If I use this line as a reference, okay, here would be my stance for boxing. Here's my opponent. I'm in a different stance. Muay Thai, I square up to my opponent so I can check kicks and keep him at bay here. If I'm closed off in a boxing stance against a Thai fighter or a kickboxer, my legs cannot check from here. The kicks are coming round. So we square Muay Thai. I'm not saying what you've learned by other teachers or other gyms or etc. is wrong. I just don't teach how to jab this way in my gyms for my students in my classes. So I don't teach this on a jab. So when you're jabbing and you're turning your foot this way on a jab, okay, it blocks your jab and then your leg is in no position to defend against kicks. Okay? So when I jab in Muay Thai, I'm going forward with my foot towards my opponent and my hip and my shoulder rotates. And my body is working, but I'm not turning. Again, so in my fight stance, I jab, bam, straight, bam, Muay Thai, straight. Boxing, I suppose you could do this and you're winding up for your straight right to come back, because you have no fear of being kicked in a boxing match. Boxers don't kick each other. Muay Thai, you kick each other. So, and the legs are going to get taken out. So boxing, if you wanted to punch or jab like this, you could, okay? And then roll back using your hips and your shoulders. Boxing, that's fine. Muay Thai, bah, straight, bah, straight. I'm not rotating my hip and my foot when I jab in a Muay Thai fight. So I don't teach it that way. Other teachers may, but we don't. Okay? Then on the hook, the left hook. So here, we're hooking. My foot, I'm square with my opponent. He steps in. Boom. I'm rolling over my shoulder and my hip. I'm lifting my heel. I'm not turning my foot. If I do a long hook and I turn my foot on a hook in a Muay Thai fight, and he's still at distance from me, so I'm like reaching out here, okay, my leg is very easily kicked. I cannot defend in this position. When I step, plant my foot, and I hook, this is a long hook or a step hook, okay, my palm is facing the ground, I'm going around his guard to catch the hook, okay, and I'm not turning my foot. The only time in a Thai fight I will rotate my hip and turn my foot, in other words, my knee is this way, or lifting my foot even more, is when I'm really close. So my opponent is close to me, so I have no fear of being kicked. Bah! I can turn my hips and my shoulders. And just lifting my foot stops my punch. So if I just lift my foot, it stops the rotation. So you want real power, you're going to turn through, bah! And your whole body will turn. Your weight will transfer from the left to the right. Now if you're 60 kgs, and you're 120 pounds, lightweight, and you know you're a boxer and throwing volumes of punches, hundreds and hundreds of punches to outpoint quickly, and you're an arm puncher, that's one thing. But if you're 100 kgs or a heavyweight or a light heavyweight or a welterweight for that matter, and you want to hit with power, you turn your body through. There's no loss of balance. You're shifting your weight onto the balls of your feet, bah, and you have power. Just this, okay, is not enough. You're not finishing your punches. Okay, so that's my explanation on how we're going to throw a jab for Muay Thai and for hooks with power when your opponent is close to you. I'm going to put the gloves on and I'll show you on the bag. Okay, welcome back. Gloves are on. Now I'll do this on the bag for you. I'll do it both sides. I'll change stance for you so you can see both and how the feet rotate on both sides. So let's start off with the jab again. So jab is to keep distance. It's a nice long punch, okay? So So when I jab, I'm stepping, my stance is square, my Muay Thai fight, not my boxing fight, my Muay Thai, okay? So I'm stepping, boom, square, chin down, my head is not up, and I'm hitting square with the body and the shoulder and the hip, boom, rotating through. I'm not turning here. This is very far from my opponent. If he defends that, he just literally defends or stops it, boom, he's kicked to my leg, and my leg is in a bad position. So Muay Thai jab, straight. If he kicks now, easy defend. Kick, easy defend. If I turn and he kicks, I can't defend in this position. Okay? So Muay Thai jab, square, straight, lots of hip, lots of shoulder, and the step creates the momentum and the power to go forward. Okay? Change so you see this side. So if I'm doing this and I'm reaching and I get kicked now in my legs, I have no way of blocking it. So I just step straight, straight, check, check, easy to check. Okay? On the hook, I'm nice and close now. Bam, bam, throw my punches. I've engaged my opponent. Okay? Here, I'm just arm punching. Is not enough. So when I've engaged, or say maybe a 1-2 and I step in, bam, and I'm in nice and close, I will pivot through. Now this bag doesn't move. It's basically like a concrete pillar. The bag may move, a head will move. When you hit a head, the head moves. If you hit gloves, the gloves move. So learning just to punch like this is arm punching. It's no good. You need to finish your punches. Finish. Rotation through. That's how you'll actually develop a lot more power with your punches, especially on your hooks. When you go to the body, plant, drop your weight, and rotate through. It's not enough to do any damage. Even if I roll, it's harder, but and you hit through, much harder. No power. Power. So on the step, hook, where I'm coming around and along and I'm not turning my foot because of the distance, step, step. It's long. So if he kicks now, I can defend. So those are some tips on your jabs and your hooks and your step hooks for Muay Thai. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. See you guys again real soon.